going on, guys? How are you, MEATBAWL? Today I'm going to be talking to you about the perk system within Cold War Zombies. No, by the way, we have not at this point in time received 100% official details about the perk system, so let me clarify that right now. Everything I say in this video is just going to be based off of my assumptions or just based off of some guesses that I believe is going to be going on with the perk system, because I feel like part of Zombies is to speculate, is to have fun with speculating, and since they haven't told us any official details, let's speculate. Let's have some fun together. Leave your comments down below letting me know how you think the perk system is going to work in Cold War Zombies. Again, in this video, I'm going to be putting my best foot forward to try and take a guess on how it could work. And, I mean, this may make some people happy, may make some people sad, but regardless of if it's true or not, we'll have to wait and see. And if it is true, we have to wait to see how it is in-game, because in-game is very different from what we may think. BO4 Zombies is a great example. A lot of stuff in BO4 sounded phenomenal, but in practice, in-game, terrible. So, let's just, put our thinking caps on, see what we can do. Speaking of BO4, see what we can do here and try to take a guess about what this Cold War Zombies perk system could be like. That being said, I do want to say that speaking of zombies, I stream zombies every single night on Twitch at twitch.tv/JoeMet123, typically live around 10 to 11. I don't really know. I'll let you guys know on Twitter, PM EST, but it's almost always Call of Duty Zombies, so make sure you check out the Twitch down below in the description. Again, live every single day with zombies. Okay, so now jumping into the video, the point of the video is to just, again, speculate about perks in Cold War Zombies. So one of the first things that comes to our mind, probably with Cold War Zombies perks, is the classical perk system. It's back, but again, there's perk upgrades. Well, I just wanted to mention that the OG perk system was back, and then I'm just kind of going layer by layer of the way they told us. First, they told us that classic perks were back, then they told us that there were perk upgrades. So now what's the next step to that? To reveal what those perk upgrades are. And if I had to take a guess, Juggernog in specific comes to my mind. What could they possibly do with Juggernog? I know right away everyone's like 10 hit down. Although, they may do something like that. Do you really think they're gonna make you that OP in terms of extremely powerful uber weapons, according to Craig Houston, and then a 10 hit down? It may be the case, who knows, but I doubt that. Sure, I do agree with some of the people saying that maybe Juggernog will give you an extra few hits, but I want to kind of focus it more so on the fact that they may start incorporating other perk abilities into remaining perks, or into, perks that we already know are into the game. So, for example, in the back right there, wait, could you see in the back? No, you can't, okay. But behind me, oh yeah, right there, we have the Juggernog. Perfect, my fingers, this is my right finger, it looks like my left on your screen. There's Juggernog, there's PhD Flopper. What do the two perks have in common? They protect you from getting hit, whether it is getting hit from a zombie or taking splash damage from your bullets. They could use Juggernog, They could use Juggernog in Cold War Zombies and incorporate PhD Flopper into it via the upgrade system. And you may say, how could they do that? So let's assume that there's going to be 4 different perk upgrade levels. I forgot there's some leaked information out there, but I'm not really basing too much of my stuff off of that because it's leaked. Stuff is always subject to change. We don't know how old leaked information is, and we don't know how accurate regardless of how old it is, how accurate that information is. So that's that. Say in Cold War Zombies there's going to be, let's say 3 or 4 perk upgrade levels. Say we take Juggernog at its base, the second you get it, okay, that's going to be level 1. So you have to get to level 4. So level 2, let's just say it gives you an extra hit. Then level 3, blah blah blah, I don't really know, it doesn't really matter. Then level 4, it could give you PhD Flopper. So along with Juggernog, once you upgrade it, you'll get an extra hit. So instead of your 5 hit down, you're a 6 hit down. Then the next level 3, will give you some kind of special ability. And then the final level will give you PhD Flopper. And what this does is it eliminates the amount of perks on the map. And it also makes it so that they are incorporating different perks within, again, one singular perk. Whether or not you guys like this, I don't really know. Doesn't really matter. But it may make a lot more sense, because if we take a look back at a game like BO4 Zombies, what was something that BO4 Zombies had that in a lot of people's minds was actually a pretty cool thing, but it doesn't really have a place with the classical perk system? That, my friends, would be perk modifiers. And within Cold War Zombies, every perk could potentially have its own modifier. Again, Juggernog as a modifier, or with its level 4 effect, could give you PhD Flopper, in which you will not take damage from zombies. That also, I just realized, that brings another question to my mind. What happens when you go down in zombies? If there's perk upgrades, what happens when you go down? Do you lose a level on your perk upgrades? Do you lose all your perks? That just came to my mind. I never actually thought about that, but I wanted to kind of speculate first. Maybe we'll talk about that in another video, I don't know. But I wanted to kind of speculate on how the perk upgrades could work. That's an example with Juggernog. Again, it could give you an extra hit with level 2. So you start on level 1, then level 2 does that, and then, I don't know, level 3, I really have no clue. Maybe regenerate, I don't know. Then nope, we're not going to say regenerate health quicker because of the next example. But I don't know, something happens in level 3, or maybe there is 3 levels, right? And then level 3 gives you PhD flopper. Maybe that's what happens with Juggernog and Cold War Zombies. Who knows? Maybe every perk has different amounts of upgrades. Maybe that'll be the case as well. All we know is that there are perk upgrades. They haven't specified if it's for every perk, how many levels there's going to be, and different things like that. So who knows? Maybe there are 3 levels to perk upgrades, and or maybe to just say Juggernog. So that's how we'll do it. Level 1 when you buy it. Level 2 gives you an extra hit. Level 3 gives you PhD flopper. Good. Now I want to move on, and by the way, I know people have been saying, speaking of the posters on the wall, Widow's Wine. I don't see Juggernog giving you Widow's Wine at all, personally. I mean, hey, anything's possible, but I think that's a little bit of a stretch. Like, I think they'd make Widow's or Winter's Wail from BO4 Zombies. I think they'd make that its own standalone perk, just because that in itself is a very, very powerful perk. So is PhD flopper, but like Widow's has the potential to like really influence your game, meaning if you're training, it could mess up your train if you get hit, and it's its own separate thing. Like it doesn't really have a connection to Juggernog like PhD flopper would, again because of the grenade slots and stuff like that. It just doesn't really work out. Now, in terms of another perk that I can see them doing some upgrades with, it's Quick Revive. Now, obviously, when you play solo, Quick Revive just typically revives you. It doesn't do anything for you. But maybe in Cold War Zombies, they can learn from BO4 Zombies with the perk modifiers and different perk abilities. And maybe in Cold War Zombies, maybe there's only 2 levels on solo. Yep, scissors, look at that. 2 levels on solo. And on that second level, maybe it'll increase your health regeneration, meaning maybe paired along with Juggernog, you have an extra hit, maybe your red screen, oh no, but maybe with the Quick Revive upgrade, once your red screen in Cold War Zombies on solo, or regardless if you're solo or not, it'll make you regenerate your health a little bit quicker. I think that's pretty fair to say. And then, of course, if you are playing co-op, the third possible, well, I don't even know what the third possible upgrade would be. Maybe there would just always be 2 levels to Quick Revive. Like I said, they haven't told us exact details yet, so who knows exactly if every single perk is going to even have an upgrade, how many levels are going to be on perk upgrades, and stuff like that. And then I wanted to talk about some other perks in the game. So as of now, there has been, and although there's still a lot more to reveal in Cold War Zombies, so keep that in mind, there has been no mention of a Widow's Wine-like perk, there's been no mention of an Electric Cherry-like perk, none of that. Who knows, maybe Electric Pop will have that kind of incorporated in with it. Again, Electric Cherry, I'm saying right here. So although Elemental Pop may directly be impacted, or maybe directly impacting AATs, or at that even be the AAT system in the game, and I made a whole other video talking to you guys about Elemental Pop, you can watch that on my channel. Although that may be the case, when you think of Elemental Pop, I can kind of feel Electric Cherry being a part of that, the same way I can feel PhD Flopper being a part of Juggernog. Like, I can see Elemental Pop just, you know, with the alternate AATs and stuff like that, maybe it affects your weapons as well. It shoots out some electricity when you reload. Who knows? Maybe there's even a kind of Elemental Pop when you reload, different elements pop out of you instead of just electricity when you reload, therefore kind of not even just replacing but upgrading Electric Cherry. Maybe they can do something to that capacity as well. There's a perk upgrade for Elemental Pop. And we can go on about a few different perks, but I just wanted to give you guys a few ideas about what could be going on. Speed Cola, I have absolutely no clue what they could be doing with Speed Cola. I mean, you just reload your weapon quicker, so I think that would be an example of one perk that, that's really it. That's all it does, is make you reload your weapon quicker. Or, like I said, maybe, since there was no mention of that perk right there, which you can barely see, Stamin-Up, maybe Speed Cola, since some of the perks were redesigned, maybe that's the purpose. Maybe it's just going to be all-in-one speed. Maybe you reload your weapon at level 1, and then level 2 is going to be run faster, but then at the same time, you have another perk like Quick Revive, where you can argue it could fit in there. I don't know. We can go down this rabbit hole forever and forever and forever. But I did want to talk to you guys about the perk system. I talked about Jugg, talked about QR, even talked a little bit about Elemental Pop and Electric Cherry and stuff like that. But I want to get your guys' input about really how you think these perk upgrades are going to work in Cold War Zombies. If I had to take a guess, that's me putting my best foot forward. Of course, there's going to most likely be new perk abilities aside from Elemental Pop and stuff like that, especially if each perk has specific upgrades of their own. So say every single perk, we know that every single perk in the game has a set amount, whether it's 3 or 4 or even 2 upgrades. We definitely know that there will be new abilities because there's only so many perks that exist in zombies that they can combine in with some of these existing perks you're seeing behind me. So there most likely will be new abilities that we see via this brand new upgraded perk system. And again, if you have any of those ideas, good or bad, leave them down below. For example, if you think Jugg will give us Widow's Wine, which I don't think will ever happen, you know, leave it down below in the description. But that was my best guess at how I think some of the perk upgrades are going to go in Cold War Zombies. And yeah, I wanted to give you a few examples of that, and yeah, we can speculate about the other ones, but not really worth it. We can really wait for Treyarch to explain all the different perks we have in the game, and then more in depth explain how upgrades work, and then we'll go and speculate about the rest of the perks once we have a full list of perks, because then we don't have to speculate. You know, if we know PhD floppers in the game, then we know it won't be an ability of Jugg. If we know Widow's Wine is, well, that one. If we know Widow's Wine is in the game, we know it won't be an ability of Jugg, and guess what? It's not going to be an ability of Jugg. You never know, but I'm willing to bet a lot that it won't be an ability of Jugg. I think you guys get what I'm saying. I'm going to end this video here because I feel like I definitely have repeated myself many times. That's what happens when you don't have a script, and it's 4:30 a.m. when you're recording a video, so your brain's completely shot. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right here. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Take care of your meatballs.
I've been wishing for some better days.